It starts with wanting them close. Then, without warning, something in you needs them gone and you don't know why. C02 voice it isn't disliked, it isn't boring. Often, it's the opposite feeling turning into its own kind of danger. Psychologists call this a deactivating strategy, a defense that switches off closeness the instant it starts to feel like too much. The trigger isn't the person. It's what their closeness represents: less freedom, more exposure, the risk of needing someone who could leave. That relief is real, but it's not peace. It's the nervous system standing down from an alarm that set off in the first place. Sometimes the relief feels real, but that doesn't prove the danger was real. It may simply mean the tension of closeness has eased. For some people, closeness can pull attention away rather than toward comfort. The strange part is that the reaction may happen before we understand it, so the care may not feel rejecting in the moment. Sometimes the person simply has less access to that comfort while the defensive response is active. To the partner, it can look like sudden coldness, but underneath, it's often panic, quiet, internal, and impossible to explain out loud. There isn't just one version of this pattern. Some people pull away to protect their independence. Others pull away because they're terrified of being left. The first path values self-reliance above almost everything. Closeness feels like losing ground they worked hard to protect. The second path wants closeness desperately and fears it just as much. Every step toward someone feels like a step toward eventual loss. It often shows up right after a milestone, moving in together, saying I love you, or opening up about something painful. The mind doesn't stay neutral about the person left behind. It starts finding flaws, small ones, sudden ones, to make the distance feel justified. This isn't dishonesty. It's a rescue mission. The mind lowering the cost of leaving so the return feels less like loss and more like relief. These patterns can begin early, especially when closeness repeatedly feels unreliable, rejecting, intrusive, or difficult to control. When comfort repeatedly goes unanswered, a child may learn not to reach so much. When closeness feels intrusive, they may learn to protect their space. But this isn't a life sentence. Not everyone who pulls away had a difficult childhood, and not everyone with one stays this way forever. Here's what's easy to miss. The need for closeness never actually leaves. It just moves underground, waiting beneath the withdrawal. This is the real conflict. One system pulling you toward connection, another system pulling you away from the risk connection carries. Neither pull is wrong. Wanting closeness isn't weakness, and needing distance isn't coldness. Both are trying to keep you safe, just in different directions. There's a real difference between healthy independence and this kind of defense. One is chosen freely, the other activates the moment someone gets close. Noticing the wall rise is the first shift, not tearing it down by force, just recognizing the moment it starts to build. Understanding the pattern doesn't erase it overnight, but it changes what it means when it shows up again, not failure. Just an old defense doing what it always did, even when you no longer need it to. The part of us that pulls away may be carrying an older lesson. Closeness once felt costly, so distance became a way to feel safer. So the next time the phone gets pushed face down and the urge to disappear rises, you don't have to obey it. You can just notice it and stay one more moment than before. Pulling away doesn't necessarily mean we can't love. Sometimes it means closeness has become linked with danger, even when part of us still wants it. Understanding your mind isn't about never pulling away again. It's about finally knowing why you do and choosing what happens next.